Yep. Everything's, as good as it can get. So it's good. Are we live now?
Yeah.
All right. So we were speaking today about what we call Mara, and it's trials, it's troubles, it's things that come at you, and when you don't expect it, when you least expect it, it tramples on you. And so those are the best learning experiences. And if we take them as learning experiences, it creates growth inside of us. If we don't, then it creates anger, frustration, sadness, hatred, anxiety, all these things that can create sickness inside of you. That's actually where sickness comes from, although a lot of times we don't think it does, but it comes from having all this built up either anger or frustration, anxiety, resentment, these things inside of you, and it creates sick. You get sick, and it happens almost every time. So even with me, things came at me today and was trying to, Donna, was trying to create some crazy in my life. But I recognize it. And this is the key. This is really what, if we pay attention, this is the whole thing. This is how we can stop the suffering, stop the anxiety, stop the frustration, stop it all. We really can. This is how we do it. How do we do it? By recognizing immediately what it is. Like, we tend to go down a road of, oh my God, this is so horrible. What are we going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? But really, if you just, number one, it is what it is. So stop telling yourself that it's something more than what it is. I had to be on the phone. Well, the first time I was on the phone an hour and a half, and then I got disconnected. So I had to call back and be on the phone another hour and a half. So and I could have gotten angry about it, but I did not. And the reason I didn't is I knew what it was. See, if you pay attention, you're learning all the time, all the time, all the time. If you're not paying attention, it'll come back again. It comes back, and then you've got to learn it all over again. Whereas if we just pay attention, someone pulls out in front of you, don't get angry. Don't get angry, because it is what it is. You getting angry isn't going to stop that person from they've already done it. Being angry isn't going to change that, isn't going to stop it, isn't going to make it any different. It already happened. With everything, really, if you look at it, you know that it already happened. Whatever it is, whatever you're getting upset about, it's already happened. So why are you getting upset? You cannot change it by getting upset. You can't change it at all. The only thing you can do is change your feeling about it. And when you change your feeling about it, then all of a sudden, you don't feel that anxiety. You don't feel that resentment. You don't feel that hatred. You don't feel that anger. You start feeling compassion. You start feeling loving kindness. See, because you need to say to yourself, you know what? If I get upset about this, what is it doing to me? Right? What is it doing to me? Like, if you're in a car and you get angry about somebody pulling out in front of you, they don't, even if you pull up next to them and blah, 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 it's not affecting them really. And it's not doing anything other than making you feel bad. And you get angrier and angrier. The more we feed anger, the more we get angry. So the minute you recognize, okay, so what? I had to put on my brakes, right? So what? I had to put on my brakes. It doesn't matter. Who cares, right? What difference does it make? So I'm, 2 seconds later than I would have been. What difference does that make in the big scheme of things? But if you get angry and you get in a hurry and you get resentful, then all of a sudden, more things are going to happen because you're not paying attention to what's going on inside of you. And all of a sudden, you're going to be, I mean, crazy things happen when you're not paying attention. So this is I'm telling you these stories because I'm hoping that it will help you see how to not get upset, how to keep your frustrations, how to keep your anger, how to keep all this in check and to let it go so that you can live a life free of suffering. And this is how to do it. Really what it is you're taking care of yourself. You're being kind to yourself. See, it's not kind when we get angry because you can feel it inside. You can feel it through your whole body, really. You know, in your head, all the way down to your stomach. You're just like, it makes you not feel good at all. So if you recognize these things, you can kind of, oh, okay, I see what this is. This is teaching me. It's teaching me how to have patience. It's teaching me how to be kind, even when someone else is not being kind to me. It's teaching me how to do this because in that, I will not suffer. Ah, see, in that you don't suffer. Now, I could have got angry because I was on the phone for so long, but what good would it have done? Nothing. I would still be on the phone for so long. Only I would be venting or angry with someone else, and it's not even their fault. It's nobody's fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, by the way. It doesn't make any difference because it doesn't change what is. It is what it is. That saying, it is what it is a truth because no matter how angry or frustrated you get, it's not going to change what has just occurred. It doesn't change it in any way whatsoever. It only creates anxiety and frustration and hatred inside of you. That's all it does. Nothing else. It doesn't stop the situation from the way it was because nothing can do that. It's already past. See? And we get caught up in the past right away. That's why I say the past creates suffering because we get caught up in it. It's already happened 2 seconds ago. Even if it's 2 seconds ago, it's 2 seconds. It's done. There's no changing it now. It's already finished. So you can let it go and be in peace and balance yourself back out because usually when that happens, you get off balance a little bit, right? You get off balance and you don't know. You're like, oh, it takes you. You don't know what to do because you're all frustrated, right? Breathe, breathe. Give yourself a minute and come back into balance. Come back in oh, that happened 2 seconds ago. So right now it doesn't even make any difference. See, I'm hoping this will help you understand it a little bit more because sometimes it's hard to understand it. It's hard because we're so used to the anger inside. We're so used to the frustration inside. We're so used to all the things that this world teaches us to do. We're used to doing it. And so we're relearning how to deal with things in our life. We're teaching ourselves how to be in peace. And so being in peace is not as well, it is easier than what it sounds, but we have to redo some things inside of ourselves. We have to make sure that we are settled. We have to make sure that we're not attaching to what happened 3 minutes ago or 2 minutes ago or 1 second ago, right? We have to make sure we're not attaching to that. Because if we attach to it, then we go down this road, and I'm going to tell you, you can go down that road, but you've been down that road many, many, many times, right? If you hadn't, you wouldn't be listening to this right now. You've already been down that road. So it comes again, see, it comes back around again until you learn, right? It's teaching you until you learn, oh, I don't have to get upset about that. Then it stops coming. Something else will probably come in its place, right? But that's okay. You'll learn how to deal with that. And before you know it, you are in balance here. You're balanced. You've balanced yourself because you've learned how to let things go. Just let them flow by. Have an understanding, a clear comprehension of what they really are. Not what, okay, that person did this to me. That's the ego, that this person did this to me. That's your ego. Let it go. It's not serving you. What difference does it make? Really, in the big scheme of things, it doesn't make any difference because you cannot change it. Like, say someone, okay, if someone's going to hit you, okay, I would say leave the room, get away. But if someone has already hit you, you still need to leave the room. But you're going to want to stand there and yell back or hit back. And that doesn't do anything other than create more of that. See, that's what it does. It creates more of it. But if you just leave, collect yourself, breathe, go away from that situation. See, what are you doing? You're taking care of yourself. You're giving yourself a minute. You're also giving the other person a minute, right? You're telling that other person, hey, it's not okay. You don't even have to speak it. You just get up and you move away, you go away, and you let them be there. You're telling them that's not okay. I've got to take care of me. Now you're going to take care of you. And later on we can talk, right? You don't know. When you get upset, you don't know what you're saying. Like you just and you have no clue what you're speaking and what the result will be. When you give yourself a minute and actually think, acknowledge what you're getting ready to speak. Have clear comprehension about what the result of this speech, this action. So you got to have the right action, the right thought, the right speech, right? We go over this every week. If you think about what you're about to say and what the result, what is it that you want to get from it, right? What is it? See, a lot of times in this crazy world we live in, we speak without thinking. We speak without acknowledging what this speech that we're about to say, what it will do. Because every action has a reaction, right? So we have to think about, okay, if I speak this, what is it going to create? What am I about to create in my world? Think about it, right? Because it's going to create one of two things. It's going to create calm or it's going to create chaos. What do you want to create? Your speech does a lot of things, so you have to pay attention to what you're speaking. What is it that you're speaking and why are you speaking it? What is the result that you are intending to get out of that? Think about it. This is important. It's important to understand what your speech is about to do, what your action is about to do. If you recognize that, you're up here, you're ahead of your game, and then your life becomes in balance. You balance it out, not imbalanced, in balance, I-N. And you balance it out. And then you're not in chaos. You're like, sometimes you don't even speak what you are about to speak because you recognize that, oh, if I say that, that's going to create that. And I don't want to create that. Right. And then you start doing this, right? That's mindfulness. Sati, mindfulness, right? Then you have the clear comprehension of what this mindfulness is doing. And once you start doing that, that is called wisdom. See, that's where the wisdom comes in because you're taking your mindfulness and you're saying, okay, what's it going to create? I'm going to get clear comprehension about what it's going to create. Oh, okay. Now that I know what it's going to create, I can decide whether I want to do it or not. Ah, that's wisdom. That's wisdom. That's where wisdom is. Everything else is just knowledge. You just have the knowledge. You have the knowledge that if you speak, it's going to create something. But the wisdom comes when you actually take that knowledge and use it. And you say, okay, all right. I know that if I speak this in anger, I'm going to get anger back. That's what happens. When you speak to somebody and you're angry at them, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get that back. That's going to come back because they'll want to defend themselves, right? Clear comprehension. But if you speak in kindness, in loving kindness, something happens. It changes things. And you get that back. And you're giving it to yourself when you do that. That's what happens. You give it to yourself. You're not only giving it to them, you're giving it to yourself because you don't have to deal with anything that's going to come back in a negative way, right? It's just, it doesn't happen. And it's beautiful when you do this. This is how it's done. I'm trying to make it very simple. I'm trying to break it down so we can see it. Because, I get told all the time, not everybody sees what you see, Kim. Okay. So I'm trying to help people. And I get that. I know that, a lot of times because I've been trained by the best of the best. And I've sat in meditation for 12 hours, and that does something to your soul. You're able to see things that people don't see on a regular basis. So I've been given that, and now I'm trying to give it to, I'm trying to share it so everybody can actually see not what I see, but what they can see, right? I don't want you to see what I see. I want you to see what you can see inside of you. Because no matter what I see, you're going to see something different. But it's on the same thing. It's on the same plane, on that same wavelength of kindness and goodness, right? But you'll see it in a different way than I do. And you'll be able to tell somebody in a different way that will reach somebody else that doesn't understand what I'm talking about, right? That's why we're all different, but we're all the same. Sounds crazy, right? It's kind of like what's good is bad and what's bad is good, but it's a truth. See, I'm speaking truth inside of everyone tonight, and hopefully it's helping because we've had a crazy little day, couple days. I had craziness coming at me, but I'm lucky because I knew what it was as it was coming. I could see it. And I'm like, oh, I know what that is. You're not going to take me down. You're not going to make me miserable because I like to be in peace. See, I spoke that. It was a truth. I like to be in peace. I'm not going to let something, no matter what it is, take me into another place that I don't need to be in because it doesn't do anything for me but make me sad or make me miserable, and I don't want to do that. I'm not that. So this is how, if we look at life like that, see, if we take and actually look at what it is and say to ourselves, have that conversation. They say if you could talk to yourself and answer you're crazy, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because it's important that you do that. It's important that you have a conversation and go, really, what am I trying to do? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? Have that conversation and answer it for yourself. This is important because this conversation can change your life. What am I trying to achieve with what I am about to speak or what I'm about to do? What is it that I want to get out of it? You have to think of it because the reason we go into all these spirals is because we don't have that conversation. We don't talk to ourselves and say, what is it? Why am I getting ready to speak this? What purpose does it serve? And if it's not serving a purpose of loving kindness, then don't say it, or be prepared to have it come back, whatever it is you're putting out, because it's going to. And so I know that, this is kind of a serious meditation class tonight, but I think it's a needed one because we're in chaos and this world is in chaos right now. We have the presidential election, they're pointing fingers at each other, all this stuff is going on. We've got COVID, all these things are trying to create chaos in our life. We do not have to let it happen. This is important. We can step back and tell ourselves the truth. Or can we do anything about this? What can we do? You speak it inside yourself. What if I do this? This will be the result. You can look and see it. You can look and say, if I speak this, then what am I trying? Why am I speaking it? What is the result that I hope to gain? So, if it's changing someone else's opinion on things, don't do it. You cannot. You cannot change someone else's opinion. So don't even try it, because they're going to try to change yours. See, and then that's where the anger and frustration starts. See, trying to help you now. This is truth. I don't have those conversations. What's the point? What is the point in it? See, I have conversations of loving kindness. I have conversations of paying attention to what I'm speaking. What is the result? The conversation about anything else, why? What is going on? Why are we going to have a conversation about something that we have zero control over? I mean, we really can't determine who's really going to be president. It's already determined. They're fighting it. They're going to figure it out. But anything we say or do is not going to change the outcome. It will not. It will not change the outcome. So why even go there? It's going to be frustrating for you. It's going to aggravate you. It's not necessary. You don't have to go there. Because it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. You can't change it. It's already done. Whatever it is. The powers that be up there in Washington are fighting it out. Let them fight it out. We don't have to fight. Why do we have to fight over it? We don't have to. Doesn't matter who you voted for. Who cares? It's already done. Right? It's already done. So whatever it is, it matters not. Because you cannot change it. It's finished. So let it go. Let it be. Be in peace with yourself. Be in peace with yourself. Speak truth inside your heart. Be kind to yourself. This is where we need to be, because anything else will create what we don't want in our life. We've been tested today. It was testing. See, we're in the university of life, right? This is our university, best university we will ever go to. It teaches us well. So we had some exams going on today. All the students had some kind of something happen, Even the teacher had something happen. How did you deal with it? And it doesn't even matter now, right? It doesn't matter how you dealt with it then, because now you're learning. So it doesn't matter, right? It's over with. It's already done. It's already been finished. So it doesn't matter. We just know that each one of us have been tried today. We had our little exam and we got tested. Some of us, it started yesterday, right? It's okay. Say thank you. Thank you for showing me. for teaching me, for giving me lessons, because without these lessons, you will never learn. If everything was the same all the time, we would never learn, right? We'd never know. We'd just go right on, not even knowing anything. But see, each one of these things is a lesson for us. It's teaching us, it's showing us. Oh, it's beautiful. If we pay attention and we accept the lesson and we figure it, oh, okay, this is what it's teaching me. Pay attention. Sometimes it's a tricky trickster, right? And you think it's teaching you one thing and then it's teaching you something else. And it could be teaching you more than one thing at a time, which is really beautiful. That's like being able to take 4 or 5 exams at once and ace them all, right? I mean, really, that's what it's like. And so it for me, it happens all the time. People think that I have this, I got this enlightenment, so I'm never tried. I don't have any problems. No, that couldn't be further from the truth. I do. They come at me all the time. Is I see them as lessons. I don't get upset about them. I'm like, thank you. Okay, I see that. Yeah, I learned that. Thanks for teaching me that. If you do anything other than that, you're going down a path that's going to create suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore. I suffered enough in my lifetime. I don't have to do it anymore. I know what suffering is. I've been there. I've checked it out. I was really good at it. I got really good at it. And then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. And so that's all we have to do is make the decision that we don't have to do it anymore. Right? We just tell ourselves, no, I don't want to suffer over the teachings that I'm getting, the lessons that I'm getting. I just want to learn them and understand them. See, look for the understanding. Don't think of it as a problem. We call them problems. Well, with a word like that, automatically it is, right? If you call it a problem, that's what it's going to be. Think of something else to say to yourself. Tell yourself, okay, it's not a problem. It's teaching me. What is it that I need to learn from this situation? That's it. That's all you have to say to yourself. And then your mind switches, right? This mind switches to this mind. Whew, you flip the switch and you're like, okay, what is it that I need to learn? Oh, and then your eyes open and you can see it. And you're like, okay, that's what I needed to learn. A little patience. I needed to be kind to that person. If you just pay attention, it will happen and it happens quickly. And then you're able to see it more and more and more and more. We're just not used to seeing it because we've always called them problems. Oh, I had such a hard day today, right? That's what we hear. I had such a hard day today. No, stop saying that inside yourself. No, I got taught some really good lessons, right? I mean, you're saying the same thing only in a different way, and then your mind thinks of it differently. Yeah, I had a really good day today. I learned a lot. See how that is different? It flips around. Or oh my gosh, my day was filled with problems. And feel how that makes you feel. See, saying it one way, you're saying not really the same thing, but you're talking about the same thing. You're not saying the same thing, you're talking about the same thing. And you can either talk about it in a way that creates suffering, or you can talk about it in a way that creates peace. I learned a lot today. It was a good teaching day. How beautiful is that? See how that works? It creates peace in your soul right away, right away. We don't have to do what we are used to doing. That's old. That's what we used to do. See, change is good. The world is changing. Change is good. We don't know what'll happen. Maybe everybody will wake up and be kind to each other. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So, COVID may not be a bad thing. Maybe it's teaching everybody to be kind and loving. That's the way I choose to look at it. I think that if we just are kind to each other and loving to each other and think of things like that. Oh, even when people are angry with you, oh, they must really have something going on to be that angry inside. Oh, well, may they have peace. Just send them peace. You don't have to get involved in their stuff. You don't have to take their stuff on. Don't do that. You know, I'm saying recognize it. Recognize it, whatever it is. Because if someone's angry, they're angry at inside themselves. They're not really angry at you. They've got something else going on, no matter what it is. If they can't speak to you in kindness, then they've got something going on inside of themselves. So when you learn that, see, now you know it because you just learned it. Even if you didn't know it before, you know it now. When someone is angry with you, it's because they have something going on inside of themselves. Don't take it on. It's not yours. It's theirs. So you just say inside of yourself, oh, they're suffering. They are suffering. I can see that. May they be filled with happiness. May they have mercy and kindness inside of them. That's what I'm going to send them. And then I'm going to release it and let it go because it's not mine to take on, right? And you let that, and you do that as you go through your day, because you'll see a lot of people angry, especially right now. They're going to be angry and frustrated. Oh, may you have peace on your day. And I mean, you don't have to say that out loud because sometimes that just makes them even more mad because you're happy and they're not. So, you just say it inside yourself. Wish them well. Because anything else, you are creating suffering inside of you. See, if they're angry and then you get angry, what happened? You just took their anger and attached to it and marinated it inside of you, and now you got it. So 2 people have it instead of 1. Whereas if you treat them with loving kindness, you're giving them love and kindness. And you're keeping your loving kindness in you too. It's a beautiful thing when you do that. So this is what we have to practice. And we have to practice it all the time, every single day of our life, all day long. But how beautiful is it? The opposite just creates suffering in us. But if we practice this, practice being loving and kind, practice at looking at things as a teaching instead of a suffering, as something that we're learning instead of a problem that we're having. Oh, your whole world is going to change. It's going to be amazing. It's as easy as that. See, I say it's easy all the time, but I'm trying to show you how easy it is. And I do it daily. Like, the more you have an understanding and you teach the understanding, the more things that come at you, right? Because you not only have your stuff, then you have all your students who are going through stuff too, and you got to help them, right? Because you're the teacher. So if I went cray-cray about everything, everybody else would go cray-cray too. So all it is, and I say it all the time, it's really very easy, and it is, because all you have to do is, first of all, you have to pay attention. Mindfulness, sati, mindfulness, right? Paying attention, being mindful of what it is that's going on, right? In here and out here, being mindful. You have to pay attention. Once you're paying attention and you're about ready to speak or react to something, then you stop it for just a second and you say inside of yourself, why am I going to react like this? What is it going to create? And the answer is going to determine your next move. This is the University of Life, right? So the answer to that question why am I doing this? Why am I about to do this? Is going to determine your next move. And you are choosing at that moment in time, that minute, which way you're going to go. Am I going to suffer right now, or am I not going to suffer? That second right there is your determining factor. And as soon as you start doing it, see, it'll take practice. Soon you'll get used to it. And then it's like second nature, just like it's been second nature your whole life to just have a reaction. It's been second nature your whole life to just react to something without. I had a cup of coffee, not coffee, but tea. It's been your habit. I'm gonna say it was your habit of just reacting without thinking. But we're breaking that habit. We're going to break that habit. I can't break it for you. You have to break it. But it's really very easy. And I just told you how. It is easy. You just have to stop yourself and think. Stop and think, right? Be mindful. What's happening in this moment? Okay. So we can take anything, because you can do it with anything and everything in your life. So what's happening this moment? Am I upset about it? Am I angry? Am I frustrated? Why am I frustrated? So you have to have this conversation. Now, so I'm frustrated because I'm reacting to something outside of myself, right? I'm reacting to something outside of myself, which means it's not you. It's not you. So automatically, when you come to this conclusion, because you will if you pay attention, you can automatically say, it's not me. It's not even about me. So why do I want to react to it? Okay, then you say, this reaction that I'm about to have, what is it going to create? And you can do all this in a split second, right? You can do it inside your mind. Okay, I'm angry. Why am I angry? Oh, I'm angry because they said this. Well, first of all, if you're angry because somebody said something to you, that's your ego. You need to let it go. Okay, because it's only making you suffer. When I say you need to let your ego go, it's only because it makes you suffer. Period. So you have this conversation. I'm angry because they said this to me. Okay, so it's not about me because they're angry inside themselves, right? I wasn't angry. They were angry. But I'm taking their anger on. I don't need to do that. This is a conversation you got to have inside your mind. And then you say, oh, well, I'm going to send them loving kindness because they need it. They're suffering inside themselves. And I don't want to take on their suffering. I want to give them loving kindness. And as you do that, it lifts this weight that was getting ready to be dropped on you, because it does. When you get angry, it's like a heavy weight that drops down on you, and like some people go through it for days. They can't let it go for days or weeks or months. Some people, they call it holding a grudge, and all it does is bog you down. That's it. That's all it does. So know that inside yourself. Learn that teaching. That's a good lesson. And as soon as you learn it, you can stop reacting and stop taking other people's junk that you don't need to take. Send out loving kindness and have it inside of you. You have a clear mind and clear comprehension. You're paying attention to what's going on. You know what's going on. You know really what's going on. Like before you thought you knew what was going on. Oh, they're speaking bad to me, right? But really, that's not really at all what's going on. What's going on is they got junk going on inside of them that they're venting out towards you. And you're saying, okay, give it to me. I'm going to take it on. Or you can say, oh, you're having a bad day. Like inside your mind, you don't have to say it out loud unless you know this person and know that you can say this and they'd be like, okay, you're right. I am having a bad day, right? But if you say that to someone who's really angry and you know them, they may get angry more, So, but you just know inside yourself, oh, they're angry. They're going through something. I don't have to take that anger on inside of me, marinate it, and make it part of me. That is them, not me. See, no matter what they say to you, doesn't matter what they say to you, because it only matters if you bring it in and let it create suffering inside of you. That's the only time it matters. And then the only reason it matters is because you brought it in and you got to get rid of it, right? Because you don't want to keep it. If you wanted to keep it, you wouldn't be here listening to what I'm saying. You don't want to keep it. So you don't even have to bring it in to start with. See, that's another thing to learn. I don't have to bring it in. I can let them just keep it right there. I'm going to send you loving kindness, saying all this inside your own mind. Because whatever they're doing out there, it's not going to affect you unless you bring it in and let it affect you. So you just say it inside of yourself. Okay, they're having a bad day. They may have had something go crazy in their life, So one of their family members might be dying. You don't know what's happening inside of them. And then if you take it on, you don't even know what you took on. All you know is you're angry. For what? Why? You have to think about it, and you don't have to. I mean, you could just go down that path, but you've been doing that your whole life. Now try something different. Try not to do that. Try to think about it and say, they're suffering. Even if I don't know what they're suffering about, I know they're suffering because they just spoke to me in a manner that clues me in. It's a clue when they're speaking not kind, right? That's a clue that they got something going on. So that's all you need to know. You don't need to know what it is. It's not important to you because you're going to do the same thing no matter if you know what it is or don't know what it is. You're going to send them loving kindness. Hopefully, hopefully that's what you will do. That's what I'm hoping that you will do is send them loving kindness. So you don't have to know what it is that they're suffering over. It's not important. Your ego wants to know. Your ego will say, "Oh, I need to know what it is. Let me figure it out." No, that's being attached to their suffering. Don't do it. That's going to, for what reason? See, I said you have to pay attention to your thoughts and go, what reason do I need to do this? Why? What is it going to do? All right. You knowing is not going to make it any different than what you're already going to do. Right. So you don't need to know. Stop telling yourself you need to know. That's your ego. You don't need to know. All you need to know is they're projecting anger and suffering at me because they're suffering inside. I know this. This is a fact. They're not going to be angry and project hatred unless they're suffering inside. Just the way it is. Doesn't matter what it's about. You don't need to know. All you need to do is generate loving kindness towards them. Because that's what you're going to do anyway, even if you knew what it was, right? So just do it. You don't need to know the rest of it. Just do it. And watch your life become beautiful. I don't need to know what's going on with everybody. I ask them because right now I'm teaching. And I'll say, what happened to you today? What happened to you today? Okay, let's take it and see what you learned from that. I don't just ask because I'm being nosy and I want to be part of it. I ask because I want to show you, okay, now what did you learn from that? Did you learn something? And if the answer is no, then I have to show you what you learned. And I'm like, okay, well, it was trying to teach you this. Did you hear it? Were you paying attention? And so that's how, that's why I want to know sometimes. I don't really want to know. I want to help you know for yourself so that I don't have to ask you that anymore. So that one day you'll come in here and go, whew, today was a good day. I learned a lot today. I had a final exam and it was beautiful. I aced it. Really, that's what I want to hear. That would be like a great day, because that's really what happens on a daily basis. We get little tests, test here, test there, checking us to see where we're at. And then it teaches us, if we're not quite there yet, it's going to teach us how to get there. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But we have to look at it like that, because any other way that we look at it is going to create suffering inside of us. And it is beautiful. And it does teach us. Like, I'm speaking the truth. All your life you've lived in this veil of unknown, right? You've lived in this veil of suffering. Oh, they're angry with me. I got to get angry back. Oh, they hit me. I got to hit them back. Oh, they took this from me. I got to take this back. Let them have it. Right? I mean, let them have it. It's an amazing thing when you start actually letting go and just let it be. And then you can live in this even space of peace. That's what they call bliss. See, that's the bliss. It's not an extreme. It's not, crazy happy. Oh, I'm ecstatic and no, you want this even space of bliss where, you feel you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, you're using it. You've gained knowledge and you're using it. You got wisdom now going on, and you can see things for what they are. And you can treat people with kindness, and you know that everything is teaching you in this world. It's beautiful. Your life becomes like this even plane, and you don't have to suffer. You're not suffering in them. It's a non-suffering plane. It's beautiful. So this is how I didn't know what I was going to teach today. I never know what I'm going to teach, ever. I walk in, it comes to me, right? And then I just start talking. But it's not me talking, see? It's my heart. It's my soul. Because I love everybody so much. I want them to understand so they don't have to suffer anymore. It's a beautiful thing. I was taught by somebody like that. Master Tongbai, he's got this soul that is just beautiful. And he like, when he smiles, he's got this baby face, and he just creates this loving kindness all around him. And he wants to share it so that people can be loving and kind to each other. I know that. I felt it. I learned it. I took it in and marinated it. Now I try to give it to everybody, I learned that in Thailand, but I started here. It's funny. I started here. Master Boomni started teaching me Sachatam, Metatam, Kantitam, Wittiyatam, Obekatam. Truth, kindness, patience, effort, and balance. He taught me that. Over and over again, he'd say to me. So that was my beginning of learning the balance and how to be loving and kind and how to speak truth. And then I went and saw Master Tongbai, and he had it. He just, Master Boomni has it. Master Tongbai has it. I've been lucky. I got to meet these people who just generate this out, had it all their life. It's amazing. So they taught me how to have it, how not to suffer in anything, how to see things for what they really are. And then there's no suffering because you see it for what it is. It's not me. That's outside of me. I don't need to suffer about that. Someone else is suffering. Give them loving kindness. Send it their way. They'll feel it. It's a beautiful thing. So I think we should do our metta meditation, which is always a beautiful thing too. See if I can pull it up. Electronics have been a challenge for me today and a lot of other people, but it's okay. They teach us to be patient, right? So I'm going to say that Kathy is saying, because I know you guys can't hear what she's saying, but she's saying that if you really think about it, that the electronics have taken away a lot of our freedom. We get wrapped up in thinking that we got to have it right this second. Which takes away a freedom in a lot of ways too. There's a lot that you're doing, and I don't know that it's all. Your thinking process is sped up. She's saying that the thinking process is sped up because we're able to get online and do everything so quickly that we don't really take our time and be mindful about anything. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, as we know, this is about 9 minutes. And so we're going to take a breath in. We're going to sit up straight if you can. If you can't, get comfortable. So take a deep breath in and let it out. Actually, I'm going to switch it because I want to get the one that has English so everybody can hear it. Is this the one? Because I want the English so that people know exactly what it's talking about. There we go. So take a breath in from your stomach. Your stomach go out. When you breathe out, your stomach will go in. Let your spine be straight, your shoulders relaxed. Just breathing. Take care of myself. Let yourself be. May my parents, teachers, relatives, and friends, fellow Dharma-farers, be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all yogis in this compound be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all monks in this compound, novice monks, laymen and laywomen disciples, be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May our donors of the four supports be free from enmity and danger. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily.
May our guardian devas in this monastery, in this dwelling, in this compound, may the guardian devas be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all beings, all breathing things, all creatures, all individuals, all personalities, may all females, all males, all noble ones, all worldlings, all deities, all humans, all those in the four woeful planes, be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all beings be free from suffering. May whatever they have gained not be lost. All beings are owners of their karma. In the eastern direction, in the western direction, in the northern direction, in the southern direction, in the southeast direction, in the northwest direction, in the northeast direction, in the southwest direction, in the direction below, in the direction above. May all beings, all breathing things, all creatures, all individuals, all personalities, may all females, all males, all noble ones, all worldlings, all deities, all humans, all those in the four woeful planes, be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May all beings be free from suffering. May whatever they have gained not be lost. All beings are owners of their karma. As far as the highest plane of existence, to as far down as the lowest plane, in the entire universe, whatever beings that move on earth, may they be free from mental suffering and enmity. May they be free from physical suffering and danger. As far as the highest plane of existence, to as far down as the lowest plane, in the entire universe. Whatever beings that move on water, may they be free from mental suffering and enmity. May they be free from physical suffering and danger. As far as the highest plane of existence, to as far down as the lowest plane. In the entire universe, whatever beings that move in air, may they be free from mental suffering and enmity. May they be free from physical suffering and danger.
So, isn't that beautiful? Be free from suffering and danger, enmity. Ah, that's beautiful. So, hopefully, everyone got something out of this tonight, and hopefully, you can all be free from suffering and you can have love and kindness in your heart. And I will see you next week on Tuesday.